The WNBA All-Star starters have been announced, y'all. They've been announced. Y'all want to guess who not starting? Hey, listen, some people don't belong in certain conversations.
And the front court players, Boston, Nafisi Collier, Nika, Satu Sabali, Brianna Stewart, and Asia Wilson. All right. And down here, Boston, Jonquel Jones, Alyssa Thomas. No Angel Reese, folks.
Angel Reese didn't just miss out on a spot in the WNBA All-Star starting lineup. She wasn't even selected as a reserve. This comes despite all the media buzz and massive hype surrounding her name across the league. Even after urging fans to vote for her in large numbers, the reality is hard to ignore. She gathered just over 500,000 votes, which may sound impressive at first, but falls short of the lofty expectations placed on her. This is the same player Forbes once pushed as the face of the WNBA, alongside Caitlin Clark, treating her like basketball royalty already. But at the end of the day, the numbers tell a different story.
And Angel Reese being the face of the WNBA, you would think Angel Reese is leading the league in votes. Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
So, where did things go wrong here? If you're cheering for Caitlin Clark in the WNBA All-Star game, drop your thoughts in the comments. Baby goat over baby giraffe. Let's go.
Let's keep it real. Did y'all think Angel Reese was going to be starting? Wait. Don't get mad at me. Why you bringing up Angel? Hey. You don't tell me nothing, because I'm going to tell you something. Listen, man. Them Instagram followers and all that, it don't translate to the court. Y'all not voting, bro. It's as simple as that. These starters are about, you got like fan votes come into play here. Y'all wasn't voting for her like that, bro. Stop it. Just stop.
How does a player with non-stop media attention, constant viral moments, and highlight reels all over social media end up falling short when it comes to fan votes where it really counts? On the other hand, Caitlin Clark, despite facing plenty of criticism and controversy, completely dominated the voting, pulling in nearly 1.3 million votes, almost 3 times more than Angel Reese. This wasn't just a tough result for Reese, it was a clear wake-up call. The deeper you analyze the votes from fans, media, and even fellow WNBA players, the more the gap stands out. It's a reminder that popularity and genuine respect don't always go hand in hand.
And we saw from the popularity voting, remember, it wasn't just Caitlin Clark, it was me too. Angel was 13th in the All-Star voting. Well, everything I've been told, she should have been at least 7th.
For let's be clear, Angel Reese was absolutely everywhere not long ago. She dominated headlines, featured in countless sports articles, and was widely praised as a potential game-changer who could reshape women's basketball. Her presence on social media was constant. You couldn't scroll without seeing her name or highlights. Even the league fully embraced and promoted her story. Yet, when it came time for fans to actually cast their votes for the All-Star game, she didn't even crack the top spots, landing all the way down at 13th place. For someone labeled as the future of the game, this wasn't just unexpected, was almost
11.3 points and 11.9 boards and a 38.5% shooter at 6'3".
Let's break down the stats that reveal the bigger picture. Angel Reese is currently averaging roughly 11.3 points and 11.9 rebounds per game. While the rebounding numbers may seem solid at first glance, a closer look at her shooting tells a different story. She's hitting just 38.9% of her shots from the field. That's not a minor slump. It's a clear decline from her previous performances. Her rebounding has also slipped, dropping by over 1 rebound per game. For a player standing at 6'3", who is expected to dominate in the paint, this level of inconsistency stands out. These numbers don't exactly scream future superstar. In fact, they barely qualify as average for a starting role, especially considering the high expectations that were placed on her.
So it's been very up and down. All of her numbers, she's over 2 points a game behind last year. and basically a little over a rebound a game down, and that's supposed to be her strong suit.
On the other side of the league, it's clear who's commanding attention, both on and off the court. Caitlin Clark didn't just top the All-Star fan voting, she completely dominated, pulling in nearly 1.3 million votes and leaving Angel Reese far behind. Clark isn't just putting up impressive numbers, she's leading her team, making game plays, and filling arenas nationwide. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's stats simply don't match the hype around her name. So when players who don't trend on social media as much but consistently deliver strong performances start surpassing her in All-Star votes, it becomes clear why many fans and analysts are now questioning her true standing in the league.
Not only was she not second, she was basically 3 times the amount of votes behind Caitlin Clark.
And this is exactly where the All-Star voting process cuts through all the hype. Yes, fans have a say, but their votes only account for half the results. The other half, that comes from the experts, the media, and the players themselves. These are people who study the game closely and know what it truly means to be an All-Star. Angel Reese wasn't just overlooked by fans, she was completely missing from every major media ballot. In sharp contrast, Caitlin Clark didn't just make the list, she was the unanimous pick by the media on all official ballots. That's the kind of respect that's earned through outstanding performances on the court. Despite all the buzz around her name, Angel's stats just didn't live up to the expectations tied to her brand.
Same Angel Reese, who has been begging, and I mean begging, people on social media to vote for her? Angel Reese, number 13 on the list.
This entire situation really highlights the difference between online fame and actual on-court performance. Angel Reese has built a massive following on social media, and the media was quick to promote her as the future star of women's basketball. But in the WNBA, it takes more than viral moments. You have to consistently deliver strong performances on the court. Her struggles with shooting efficiency and dropping rebounding numbers show that she hasn't been as dominant as many expected. Every missed shot or quiet, low-scoring game becomes even more noticeable when you've been promoted as the league's next big superstar.
A potential reserve, who would it be? Gabby Williams and Brittany Sykes. So Angel Reese couldn't even squeeze into a reserve spot. And now Megan Hall of USA Today, she left Angel Reese off her All-Star ballot.
Fans see it, players see it, and the media definitely notices it too. That lack of support from fellow players and reporters isn't just a coincidence, it's a clear message from the basketball community. The truth is, hype and headlines can only take a player so far. While the media played a major role in building Angel Reese into the next big thing, her actual performance hasn't matched the narrative. Now, that gap between hype and reality is being exposed. Whether it's through social media jokes or official voting numbers, her spot at 13th in the All-Star voting isn't just due to a few off-nights, it's the result of not meeting the expectations she, her fans, and many writers helped create.
I know a lot of people are going to be mad. I seen a bunch of people on Twitter crashing out. I saw you on Twitter crashing out, talking about the fan voting is rigged and all of this stuff, man. It's just, come on, man. Y'all got to stop. Y'all have to stop with the nonsense, bro. Just because your favorite player didn't get in, don't mean that it's rigged.
This All-Star snub carries a much bigger message. Today's WNBA fans, insiders, and even players clearly want more than catchy interviews or viral social media moments. And here's where the irony really kicks in. Angel Reese didn't just hope people would vote for her, she openly campaigned for it. She was all over social media, asking fans to support her, almost to the point of pleading. But that's what makes this outcome sting even more. Not only did her campaign fall flat, but fans didn't just ignore it, they actively picked other players instead. When you're shooting below 40% from the field and still can't crack the top 10 after pushing your fan base hard, it becomes obvious social media fame doesn't automatically translate into all-star respect.
We have 3 different sports media figures that have released their All-Star ballots, and Angel Reese is nowhere to be seen. She's not involved.
By Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese was furious.
Every comment and appearance she made didn't step in to defend her this time. Reporters who once praised Angel Reese, for her cultural influence and potential to reshape the league, quietly left her off their All-Star ballots. Take Megan Hall from USA Today. For example, she spent months promoting Reese as a transformational figure for the WNBA, yet even she excluded Angel from her voting list. That really says it all.
This probably means she will not be a starter in the All-Star game, which would make sense because Angel Reese shouldn't be a starter for a regular season game.
Here's the truth. Having a huge fan base, grabbing headlines, and being labeled the face of the sport by magazines can only take you so far. When it comes down to All-Star selections, it's about performance, leadership, and making a real difference on the court. Caitlin Clark delivered exactly that. She led in fan votes with nearly 1.3 million, all while boosting TV ratings, merchandise sales, and packing arenas. Meanwhile, Angel Reese had the spotlight from the start, but the results showed you can't fake it once the game begins. This All-Star voting wasn't just about numbers, it was a clear message from the basketball world. Prove yourself on the court, or all that media hype won't mean a thing.
The mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star. Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism.
This was the moment when Angel Reese's carefully crafted image really started to crack. For months, the media painted her as an unstoppable force, someone who would take over the WNBA in no time. But when it came down to actual voting from fans, coaches, and fellow players, the results told a different story. Yes, she was constantly trending on social media, with every quote and fashion post making headlines. But when it truly mattered, that online buzz didn't translate into real support. In the end, all that outside hype wasn't enough to push her into the All-Star spotlight.
Claim to be fans of Paige, claim to be fans of Angel Reese. Every single one of them, instead of watching the player they claim to be fans of, which we know they're not really fans of those players because nobody watches those players. We can see it in the ratings numbers. They were all watching Caitlin Clark play just to hate watch. They would all rather watch Caitlin Clark than the players that they pretend to be fans of. And realistically, they're not even fans of those players. They just hate Caitlin Clark. They hate Caitlin Clark, and because of that, they are fans. They stan players that she's against as some sort of weird rival, not even weird rivalry.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark didn't need to launch any over-the-top social media campaigns asking for votes. She simply let her game speak for itself, playing with so much energy and excitement that fans naturally rallied behind her. The results were clear. Support for her poured in effortlessly. On the other hand, Angel Reese's approach of openly pushing for votes backfired. Instead of boosting her popularity, it revealed just how limited her actual influence really is. The gap between the media's portrayal of her and what's actually happening on the court became impossible to ignore. Even outlets that previously couldn't stop hyping her up slowly shifted their focus toward players who were consistently performing. Now, everyone's asking the same question: how did Angel Reese go from being the media's favorite to being overlooked by the very people who once supported her? The truth is simple: when the hype fades and the results don't match the story, reality sets in, and in the end, the ballots tell the real story.
Now, we know the media jumped through hoops, gymnastics, mental gymnastics. I mean, however you try to put it, they tried to raise up Angel Reese last year as being, of course, she's running neck and neck with Caitlin Clark for the Rookie of the Year. Except that wasn't accurate at all.
Really understand why Angel Reese's popularity took such a sharp downturn, you have to go back to how the media built her up from the very start. For months, outlets like Forbes were quick to label her as one of the key faces of the WNBA, as if she had already earned legendary status. And it's not like Reese backed away from that spotlight either. She confidently stated that women's basketball isn't just about one player, it's about her too. That's a bold claim to make, and it naturally raised expectations. The problem, if you make a statement that strong, you'd better be ready to back it up on the court.
Still don't understand how she could be that tall and shoot that terrible from the field. I really don't understand.
For a while, the hype around Angel Reese was in full swing. Her name seemed to trend after every press conference, and she was everywhere in national headlines, spotlighted in flashy league promos, and constantly in the media's spotlight. It felt like she was positioned as the league's centerpiece, and naturally, expectations skyrocketed. But everything changed when the All-Star voting results were released. The numbers weren't just disappointing. They were a reality check. Almost overnight, the non-stop coverage faded. Those same media outlets that once praised her endlessly suddenly went quiet. Why? Because the voting results didn't just fall short, they completely shattered the narrative. Reese's modest stat line, about 11 points per game on under 40%, shooting, just didn't match the superstar status she had been given.
People are catching on, folks. People are catching on. Her fans can't defend the play anymore. And I guess members of the media are starting to give up.
What made this even more surprising was when major media outlets actually had to make their votes public. They didn't just play it safe, they left Angel Reese off completely. Both Sports Illustrated and USA Today didn't include her on their All-Star ballots at all. That's a huge shift from the glowing coverage they gave her earlier this year, when they couldn't seem to mention her name enough, and that says a lot. All the flashy headlines, viral social media posts, and polished highlight reels couldn't change the simple fact: performance matters. You can trend all you want online, but if you're not producing consistent results on the court, the basketball world will move on. That disconnect between hype and actual play became crystal clear. Fans, reporters, and fellow players all took a step back and realized the buzz wasn't lining up with reality. So when Reese ended up finishing 13th in the voting, it wasn't just about a few rough games, it was a complete reevaluation of a media narrative that had clearly gone too far.
It was our understanding, from what we understood, she was going to be among the players, right? That's what the media has been trying to tell us, except the media is finally telling you, this is 3 members of the media, 2 from SI, 1 from USA Today, and they are saying she is not among the starters, in their opinion, in the WNBA All-Star game. They're not on these ballots.
But it wasn't just Angel Reese who got a reality check here. This entire situation also exposed something deeper: just how much the media shapes the narrative. Were these outlets honestly reflecting what was happening on the court, or were they simply promoting a flashy storyline they hoped would catch on? Their sudden silence after the All-Star voting disaster pretty much answers that question. Once it became obvious that the stats didn't match the hype, they quickly shifted gears, and now Angel Reese finds herself under a completely different kind of spotlight, one that's far less forgiving. That quiet treatment from the media isn't just uncomfortable, it's a loud warning. The same outlets that built up her image can easily move on to the next rising star if she doesn't start delivering all-star level performances. So now, Angel Reese faces a major turning point. Will she use this setback as motivation to step up her game, prove she's more than headlines, and fight her way back into the spotlight? Or will she slowly fade from the basketball conversation, remembered more for magazine features than her impact on the court?
I mean, we got to remember, they may put Angel Reese on their backs and try to carry her across the finish line, for crying out loud. But my goodness, what a difference. What a difference in the media from this time last year. People are finally catching on. Basketball fans, actual basketball fans that know anything about basketball, they've caught on. There's no doubt about it.
What's your take? Do you think Angel Reese will come back stronger, or has the WNBA already moved its focus to other rising stars? If this situation proves anything, it's that media attention, no matter how loud or how many magazine covers you get, won't automatically secure you an all-star spot. You have to deliver on the court,
Defense
show consistency,
comes up with
and
the block,
earn that respect.
and then Lexi
Being
Hall
left out of the all-star lineup sends a clear message. Fans, fellow players, and even the same media outlets that once hyped her all seem to agree they want real results, not just catchy headlines and glamorous photo shoots. Do you think the voters got it right this time? Share your thoughts below. And if you're cheering for Caitlin Clark in the WNBA All-Star game, drop a comment: baby goat over baby giraffe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future updates. Tap the video on your screen now, and we'll catch you in the next one.